Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So I am going to be sharing with you my favorite glowy, bronzy makeup look. This is perfect for spring break. If you are traveling to a tropical climate and you just want that dewy, sun-kissed, bronzy glow, then this is the perfect look for you. I'm going to be going step by step, starting all the way with my face, all the way to the eye look, which is very simple. This is an extremely easy look, but it just looks beautiful, and you can translate this from day to night. So this is something that's very versatile, but just picture, you know, something like bronzy, Havana, Mexico, the Bahamas, just beachy, even to Saint-Tropez, just beachy, glowy, bronzed skin. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with this tutorial. So let's go ahead and get onto the makeup. So I actually primed my skin with a moisturizer. Primer underneath makeup does not have to physically say primer on it. To get like a really nice dewy look, I like to use some of it's hyaluronic acid based so that I really get like that plumped, kind of very hydrated skin, and for me, foundation looks beautiful on top of that. So my next thing is going to be to apply your foundation. You either want to use a dampened beauty blender or a beauty sponge or a dampened brush. If you want to use a brush for this, get the bristles just ever so slightly damp, especially if you have dry skin. This will help take away that dry, flaky look if you have very dry skin and you want to use a brush to apply your foundation. So I'm actually going to be using a brush. That is my favorite way to apply it. For the foundation, I'm using the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation by NARS. You want to use a more dewy foundation. If you want something more from the drugstore, I suggest the L'Oreal Pro Glow or even the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. If you don't have a glowy, dewy type foundation, add just a drop of, you know, body oil to it, like jojoba oil, almond oil, something like that. You can add that to really any foundation and it will turn it into a dewy, moisturizing foundation. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to apply this to the skin. Just applying a few pumps to the back of my hand. And it just depends on what kind of coverage that you're looking for. I want this to be full coverage. As you can see, I have got some major blemishes going on. I don't know why, you guys, but I have been just so breaking out around my mouth. I don't know if it's like something that I'm eating or I'm not washing my face good enough there. I don't know. Or, you know what? It could just be straight up hormonal. So we definitely want a little bit more coverage. Now, obviously, this is my favorite foundation right now because I have such dry skin that this foundation blends beautifully, and it is long wearing. So that's what I love about that. If you're going to be in the sun a lot, you can opt for a foundation that offers, you know, the dewiness but has a sunscreen in it, like the L'Oreal Pro Glow. I would use the Pro Glow, but right now I don't really have a tan going on, and the Pro Glow that I have, the shade, the 205 Natural Beige, is just ever so slightly too dark for my skin right now. That's why I am using this one, but overall, this foundation is still my favorite and my first choice. All right, perfect. So now that the foundation is on and I have major foundation lips right now, if you want to conceal, again, stick to a hydrating concealer. My concealer of choice is the Rainforest of the Sea Concealer by Tarte. I want to keep everything, again, looking very fresh and dewy. I don't really want to be using mattifying products. So I'm going to go ahead and put this to conceal my dark circles, and then to use this as a primer for the eyes and to highlight just a bit. This is a medium coverage concealer. If you want something that, again, is not high end, check out the Maybelline Fit Me concealers or even the Colourpop concealers. Now, the Colourpop ones are advertised as being matte, but again, if you want just a little bit of oil to that or really use a good under eye moisturizer, you can take away from some of the harsh matteness of that when trying to recreate this look. You see how effortlessly this brush just blends out anything, including concealer? It's just like, it takes nothing. It's stunning. This is the Delium Tools 957 brush. If you guys haven't heard me talking about that, which I'm sure you have, it is my absolute favorite. So I'm not really going to set my skin, believe it or not. I'm just going to go ahead and set the under eyes. Where is my Beauty blender. Be right back. Accidentally left in the bathroom. To set my under eyes, I'm going to be using Mer The Powder. This is very expensive. You by no means have to use this. Again, my recommendation for a drugstore product would be the Maybelline Fit Me powders, the ones that just got released. I've heard that, you know, it will set makeup without making it look too dry. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure that there's no creasing under my eyes. The concealer that I use does tend to crease. I absolutely have to set it. I have to. If I do not set this, it's gonna be a creasy mess. As you can see, it creases on my eyelids pretty badly as well. So the reason why I like this powder is because it has very tiny micro reflex in it. So it keeps everything very dewy looking and very illuminated, I should say. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on my sponge and just very lightly tap this on the cheekbones and in my T-zone area, because again, I want to stay luminous, but I also want other powders to lay on top of this foundation without grabbing. And so I'm just gonna take a little bit of powder and dab that in. I don't wanna go overboard on that because I don't, again, wanna take away from the glowy dewiness of this look. All right, so, ooh, itch on my nose. I always do that. Right when I put on my foundation is still setting, I'll get an itch on my nose and then I just move product everywhere. It's terrible. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of contour bronzing. I'm gonna be using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Using a large fluffy brush, I'm gonna focus this just kind of in this area here to get just a very light contour. I tend to angle the brush this way so I get a little bit more of a precise application that's not fluffing the product everywhere and giving a very natural, subtle contour, as you can see. Now, the reason why I like to use this bronzer for contouring is because, of course, you guys have heard me say that this actually is nice and cool tone. It's not overly golden or overly bronzed to where I can't use this as a contour. So I'm just gonna kind of dab this along the face and on the neckline, just to kind of contour here. And then we will contour the nose. I'm gonna use a fluffy crease brush for this. I think this works great for contouring your nose. Dip into that butter bronzer, dab off the excess, and just contour my nose quickly. I'm not gonna heavily do this. I just wanna create just a little bit of contour on my nose. If you guys watched my last video, I talked about how excited I am that I hit pan. I don't know if you guys can see, there it is. In my butter bronzer, this is like a big deal for me. So I'm trying to use this. I am going to release a project pan video here shortly. If you guys don't know who Kelly Gooch is, check out her channel. I'm gonna link it below. She does a lot of project pans and talks a lot about just like using up the makeup you have and shopping your stash. She's amazing, I love her. So there we go, I've contoured my nose. Moving on from the butter bronzer, I'm gonna go ahead and take this to another level by bronzing further with the Too Faced Chocolate Gold Soleil bronzer. What I love about this is that it has the very, very fine micro reflex of real gold. If you look in here, it's just absolutely stunning. This is my favorite. I'm just gonna dip in with a large fluffy brush, dab off the excess. I like to take bronzer, I actually learned this from Tarte, and tap on my wrist just to make sure that nothing's too heavy. I'd rather build up the product than go in too deep and then just, you've got a blending problem. So I do that. Take the brush and I just fluff more back on the cheekbones and upwards. So this in the sun, you guys, oh my God, it is beautiful. It just illuminates beautifully without like that chunky gold glitter look. You don't get that from this. It's just like the most beautiful bronze and it's very pigmented, as you can tell. You just need a very light hand with this and just blend. I absolutely love it. In fact, I think I went a little bit too heavy up here. So I'm just gonna take a plain brush here without any product on it and just buff and make sure I don't have any harsh lines. I always get foundation in my hair, it's hilarious. So now that we are done bronzing, let's go ahead and move on to some blush. I love this Essence Satin Touch blush. I have mine in the shade Satin Love. Here's what this looks like. Again, going towards something that offers a natural sheen to it. So satin means it's gonna fall between something being illuminating and matte. It's gonna be like a natural skin finish with just a touch of glow to it. So this is perfect for that. It keeps everything very glowy looking. And it's just like a very natural blush color. We want this to look very bronzy and natural without looking too made up, if that makes sense. And that's why I like this shade, because it's a natural blush shade. It's not too pinky, it's not too peachy. It just looks like a natural flush to the cheeks. It is beautiful. So let's go ahead and move on to my favorite part, which is highlighting. I'm gonna be using the Colourpop In Nude Endo highlighter palette. And I'm actually gonna go with my favorite brush. This is the Morphe M601. For a while there, I was really over fan brushes, but now I'm loving them again, so I don't know. So again, I want to stick with the golden shades. So these two middle shades here, if you have light medium skin, this looks beautiful on it. If you have more of a fair skin tone, you can stick with this first shade here, Glad You Came, and just kind of mix in just a little bit of that gold to still get the same effect. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip into the shade On The Loose. It's just that perfect gold bronzy shade. You can also use the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter in Molten Gold. I love that one as well. Just gonna highlight on the tops of the cheeks here. Look at that. It is such a stunning highlighter. These highlights are my favorite because they actually remind me a lot of the Becca ones. Very wet looking and just beautiful on the skin. Let's go ahead and do just a bit down the nose. I like to really intensify my highlight right here. I don't know why, but I just love it. And you guys keep in mind, you don't need to go so heavy on the tip of your nose. I like just a little bit of highlight there. I think it's cute. It draws light. It actually makes the nose look slimmer. But you want a highlight that's illuminated when you look down and when light naturally hits your face. You want to recreate that natural look. Obviously, highlight isn't natural in the slightest, but you guys know what I'm saying. All right, so before I even get into the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and do my brows quickly. You guys know I prefer a powder brow product, so I use this Tarte. This is their Clay Face Shaping Palette Volume 1. And I just use an angled brush like this. This is from Eco Tools. So I will brush out my brows. And you can use whatever product you want at this part. I mean, we don't even have to watch me do this part. I'm gonna go ahead and apply these, and then I'll be back, and then we'll talk about the rest of them. All right, you guys, brows are done. I just realized that I totally had the salt lamp off through this whole thing. Ugh, whatever, okay. Because I'm so not used to my hair being down. One product I want to mention real quickly that I meant to mention in my February favorites video, the one I just posted before this, and I totally forgot, is this Pixi by Petra Brow Tamer. It looks totally disgusting in there. I hate that they make these tubes clear so you can see. Whatever though, but this stuff is amazing. It will set your brows all day long. They will stay in place and you can't even feel, I don't even know how it works. You cannot feel anything in your brows. It's not crunchy, crusty, and it just even sets any powder you put in there so that like you literally can't, like it won't rub off, it won't budge. Like this stuff is amazing. I love it. All right, so the last step of this is the eyes. So let's go ahead and move on to that. This is a very simple eye look. I'm gonna dip back into my Tarte palette here, and I'm just gonna pick up this middle shade here, Sand. So if you just have like an all over transition shade, that's what I suggest. And I'm gonna dip in with just a fluffy crease brush. And I'm just gonna go ahead and work this all over the lid just to lay something down. All right, so now that we have that down, I'm gonna go ahead and dip into this slightly darker shade over here called Instinct. And I just wanna contour the eyes. I don't wanna deepen it up too much. And I'm gonna stick with that same brush and I'm just gonna work that into my crease just to deepen up this eye look. I just really wanna contour the eye. I don't wanna do anything too heavy. If you want, you can deepen it out just a little bit just to show you guys why not. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go ahead and dip into this shade here, Journey. If you guys can get your hands on this palette, I suggest it. I'm just gonna put that on the outer corners just to accentuate that contouring of the eye. Again, as you can see, not really making anything smoky or deepening it up, but just to go ahead and to add to the contouring of the eye, just to create a little bit of dimension. So for this look, the main attraction, we're gonna go back in with our highlighter. I actually saw Wayne Goss talking about this. matching your highlight to the highlight that you put on your eyes, like your inner corner and just under the brow bone. And that's what I want to do. I actually want to make my eyeshadow be my highlighter. I want this to be, again, the whole point of this is to look very glowy, bronzy, and dewy. Now, if you don't want to even dip into an eyeshadow palette, you could even, you know, carve out the eyes and contour your eyes using your bronzer. You could definitely do that too. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dip into this shade here, again, from the Endo palette on the loose. I'm just using a flat shader brush, and I am going to spray my brush with some Fix Plus. Me personally, some people will spray their brush and then dip into the shadow. I never do that because I feel like you can ruin your shadow that way. I personally prefer to dip my brush in, get some product on it, and then go ahead and put on my shadow. As you can see, this is just a very wet look. Let's go ahead and do the other eye. I am like really into using my highlighter as my eye makeup, like my eyeshadow, especially like for looks like this, because it is almost like monochromatic and it just looks so effortless and stunning and beachy and bronzy, and I think it's beautiful. Now, if you want to kick this up a notch, you guys know you can dip your finger into some of that highlight and then intensify it even further. When I do this, I like to even just concentrate mainly on the inner corners and just drag it out a bit so that the attraction is really on the center of the eye. I'm gonna go back in with that same brush and just highlight under the brow bone quickly. And then go ahead and just focus on the inner corner there. Absolutely beautiful, glowy, natural looking makeup. On my waterline, I'm not really gonna put a whole lot under my eyes. I just wanna go ahead and, you know, use something on my waterline. I'm using this Endless Silky Eye Pen by Pixi. This is in the shade Icy Citrine. I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like. I have foundation on the back of my hand. I'm gonna show you what this looks like. It's like this icy, kind of yellowy shade, but more golden. I love this in my waterline, you guys. It brightens your eyes, but it like makes your eyes like glowy. It's like the strangest way. I don't know why I think that sounds strange to me, but it's brightening. It makes your eyes look very open, but it just gives it like that pop of color. It is stunning. And you can drag this all the way up into the tear duct towards the inner corner. Because of the type of shade that it is beautiful for that. All right, we are almost done here. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera here quickly, you guys. I'm just gonna put on my mascara, and then I will come back and I will show you some tips and tricks on how to get your lips looking super full. Fake it till you make it, right? I will be right back. All right, you guys, I am back. I put on my mascara. What I recommend using is a long-lasting mascara. You don't have to go waterproof if you don't want to, but if you're gonna be, you know, around water or anything like that and it's more humid, you might wanna go for that. But I feel like Roller Lash really does behave like a waterproof mascara. This will hold a curl. It can withstand the elements. I definitely recommend this because it is so long wearing. You need very minimal touch-ups. So for lips, I am obsessed with this Essence Nude Liner right now. This is my go-to lip liner. I'm gonna show you guys how I make my lips. As you can tell, look a lot fuller than they really are. So I start off with this product. The key to this is you want to actually overline your lips. I have terrible foundation lips right now. I'm sorry, you guys. It looks so bad. You want to overline your lips. So what that means is I go just outside my natural lip line. And I start with a lip liner like this. I prefer wooden lip liners because I feel that they're a little bit more stiff, but they build up product so beautifully to add that volume to your lips. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'll do the bottom lip first. I start out here and then drag my way down. Like I said, I follow my natural lip line, but I go outside of it. Now I can tell already, but that bottom lip already looks a little bit plumper. I then go ahead and I fill in my lips with the lip liner. I suggest using a nude shade for this look because again, we want it to look very bronzy and glowy and we don't want too bright of a lip. We want something in the nude range. So for my skin tone and my lip shade, this number 11 in the nude by Essence is worth the price. This was like $1 at Ulta on clearance, and it's the perfect my lip but better type shade. So what I go ahead is I just fill in my lips. All right, so the bottom lip is done, and then I will go ahead and do the same thing. For the top lip, I start right here in the middle, and again, I follow the natural line of my lip, but I go outside of it. Now, I know by no means is this a new trick. People have been overlining their lips forever, but the tip I want to give you is to always start with a lip shade that is very similar to your lips, because then you can use this with really any nude or even borderline on darker lip shades. What this does is it makes it look natural. By using a shade that is close to your lip color, you could be done with this. You can tell that my lips just automatically look so much more fuller, and just the shape of my lips are accentuated. And that's why I suggest a color like this, because it gives you that natural look without looking so obvious that you overdrew your lips. So we're not just gonna leave it like that. I'm actually gonna use a gloss for this look. I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb. This is their Universal Lip Luminizer. Perfect for this look. An alternative to that I absolutely love are the Colourpop like glittery lip toppers. Anything from, I think, their Moonlight collection that they just launched. I love this one as well. This is, you guys have heard me talk about this, from the Colourpop My Little Pony collaboration. I don't think that you can get this anymore, but if you're looking for a beautiful lip topper like this, those glittery lip toppers, I love the Colourpop ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put this over the lip liner. And there you have it. You have full, juicy, natural looking lips that complement this dewy look so beautifully. Last but not least, let's go ahead and set the face. I recommend this. This is the Hangover 3-in-1 face setting spray. This is even a priming spray from Too Faced. The reason why I love this is because it leaves your skin looking dewy, plump, and hydrated. This is my all-time favorite setting spray. I just got this like a month and a half ago, you guys, and it's almost gone. I'm so sad, but this stuff is perfect, and it smells like coconut. What more could you want? It will change the look of this. It just will intensify any highlight on the face, and it just sets the makeup beautifully and gives you this dewy, fresh glow. So there you guys have it. Beachy, wavy hair, beautiful bronzed, natural looking makeup that just looks glowy, that will look beautiful all day long. If you guys like this tutorial, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Comment down below if you guys are going on any vacations this spring break or have any travel plans for the future. Let me know where you're going, because I ain't gonna be going anywhere until I go on my honeymoon. So gotta save that money, so I will live vicariously through you all. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful, amazing weekend. I love you so much, and yeah, have a good one, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!